Are you someone who's really looking to make new friends? Did you maybe move somewhere new and you're having to start all over from scratch? Or maybe you've lived in the city for a long time, but you just haven't taken the time to establish new friendships and make that beautiful community around you? I completely understand. I get it. I've been there. However, I have some tricks for you. It's kind of like a weird superpower of mine. So we're going to go through first the mindset, then some ideas on places you can go, and then follow that up with how do you fortify those relationships so that they want to hang out with you and so that you can create a deep and meaningful relationship with people. The number one thing, if you get nothing else from this video, is to be curious. Get curious about this person. Every person I meet, whether it's someone at a networking event, an art class, the grocery store, the person making my coffee, I get curious. I want to know about them. And in those interactions, some of those interactions are quite short, so there's not a ton of time. But keep in mind that you could learn from any person. You have no idea what information is in this person's mind. They could be an astrophysicist, or they could know the best place to get the best taco of your life, or they could know a piece of music that will just make you weep. It's so beautiful. You don't know what you don't know, and you will only find out more if you get curious and ask some questions. Getting other people talking is my magical trick to get people to like me. People love to talk about themselves when they're prompted with the right questions and when someone is genuinely interested and curious. So that means you ask a question, you're nodding along, you're listening, maybe turning your head slightly, you're asking more questions to get deeper into that, or you're saying things like, tell me more. This makes them feel like they're a very interesting person, and the fact that you're giving them all of your attention and actively listening to them will make them bond with you faster. Also, I know it can be very nerve-wracking to meet new people, but keep in mind, other people feel that way too. Everybody on earth is worried about judgment. They're worried that other people aren't gonna like them, or they don't like the way they dress. They're worried they're gonna sound stupid. They're worried they won't know what to say. You are not alone. So many people feel this way. So much so that in every interaction I have, I in my head think, oh, they might be nervous. How can I make them comfortable? So instead of getting in my head and thinking, oh God, it's gonna go terribly. What if they don't like me? Instead, I just think, how can I make them comfortable? I try to think that they are already my friend, and I'm just trying to make them have the nicest experience possible. And then finally, I like to try to add value as much as I can. This doesn't necessarily mean that you're at a networking event and that you're introducing them to someone specific, or that you're helping them make a sales deal, or whatever that is. It doesn't have to be professionally. You can add value to people's lives in many ways. Maybe it's brainstorming on what they could wear to this event they're going to. Maybe it's recommending a book. Maybe it's sending them a funny video afterwards. Whatever it is, add value to their life in some way. It could be sharing your grandma's chocolate chip recipe. You have no idea how much value you can add to people's lives in these little tiny ways that take such little effort, but can be really meaningful to that person. Now, let's get into where we're meeting these people. We have the mindset. Now let's think about where we can meet them. Weirdly, and this was one from Vanessa Van Edwards, who I absolutely adore, she talked about get into lines. Stand in lines, because you end up being there for a while. You're waiting. You're there for the same reason. There's someone in front of you. There's someone behind you. And then that gives you opportunities to strike up conversation. Oh, have you been here before? What do you think you're gonna get? What's your favorite item here? Really easy conversation starters. Also, they might be talking about something that you're able to interject and hop in on that conversation. The other day, this happened to me. I was in line to get this delicious Yorkshire pudding beef burrito thing that they were doing at this Christmas market. And it was a long line. And I was by myself and I was waiting for a friend. But these gals in front of me were having the best time together. And then I made a joke at something that they said, and then suddenly I was part of their group. I honestly think by the end of this line experience, I could have exchanged numbers and been hanging out with these ladies the next week. You never know where it might happen, but lines are a great place because you end up just having to be close to other humans. And keep that in mind for other things. Let's say you're going to a concert, or let's say you're sitting down somewhere for lunch and it's sort of an open concept cafeteria. Instead of going to sit by yourself or finding a spot away from everyone, sit near someone. This will generally force some kind of conversation happening. And you can read the room. When you get there, if they seem like they just really want to be alone, that's fine. But most people would rather chat with someone than sit by themselves alone. And if you need some great conversation openers, I have another video on that you can check out. Now, let's get more specific. What I like to do is I like to look for specific events. I like to go to something like Eventbrite, and I look to see what's going to be in town over the next little while. And I like to pick things that I haven't done before. I've become personally obsessed with new experiences. I truly feel feel it is my biggest obsession. So I like to go there and I just like to scroll through and see what is there. Because of this, I went to a care and prayer circle, which was super interesting. It was everyone singing together. There were instruments I had never seen before. It was a whole group of people I had never met before that had sort of this hippy dippy vibe. I had really interesting conversations with those people. I tried an ecstatic dance event and ended up having interesting conversations there as well. There was a cacao circle where people set their intentions. Very, very fun. I've gone to dance classes for new styles of dance. I've gone to social media events to chat with people about social media things. It doesn't have to necessarily be a networking event. Yes, you can of course go to those, but sometimes those can feel very forced. And I really like the idea of having an activity. Even those little paint nights, you end up chatting with other people, even if you go by yourself. And honestly, most of the time I suggest going by yourself because it shows that you're open to talking to other people generally, and it forces you to try to connect with other people. When you bring someone with you, that's totally fine, but make sure you're bringing the right person with you. If you're looking to meet other people as well, you want to make sure that they understand that that's the goal, so that if you meet new people, you're going to be chatting with them as well. You want to make sure it's someone that you feel confident around, someone that's going to big you up in front of other people and make you feel wonderful. So choose wisely with who you bring if you do want to go with someone to an event like this. You can also find a group you want to volunteer for. Not only are you doing something that you'll feel good about, you'll meet other like-minded people. I also like doing city tours, so I've done the haunted tour here in Toronto before. I'd love to see if there was an architecture tour, because I always find the people that go to those are really interesting. Is there a tour at your local art gallery? Look for those situations which will have you with strangers walking around in something that's conducive for you to chat with them as well. And then another one I like, let's say getting out of the house isn't something that you love, maybe you're immunocompromised. There's something called Lunch Club. I think it's lunchclub.com, and it's a networking service and it's free. It goes through your LinkedIn and you put in your goals, which I super love because one of the goals can just be to meet interesting people, but it could also be to find a new job, to make new acquaintances, yada, yada, yada. You have different options within it, and you can decide just in your city or you can decide across the whole world. So if you do just want to make friends across the world, that's what I did. I made friends with a gal in Nigeria, another gentleman in Italy. The gal from Nigeria actually ended up coming to visit. She has family here, and so we ended up meeting. I can't suggest it enough. I've also made a lot of friends here locally in the city because of it. It's another really easy way to have a conversation, maybe virtually, if that's what you're more comfortable with. And if you end up getting along with that person, you can always choose to meet up somewhere in the city later on and do something fun together. So I hope these ideas have inspired you to get out there and try to meet new people. Again, if you're feeling anxious about starting conversation with these people, you can check out my other video. But I'm so excited for you to go out there. You never know who you're going to meet at the next event. It's a huge reason why I like to go. You never know what interesting conversation you might get into, what new skill you might pick up, what new friend you might make. Some of my best friends I met randomly just going to some strange event, and now we hang out all the time. You never know what new experience is going to lead you to. Good luck out there.